All right, good morning. I'm Daniel Unwudi, live on Clevenard Open Project. Today, we have two guests that will be discussing with us on promoting the true picture of governance and business in Nigeria. This discussion is for Africa on behalf of Africans in diaspora. So I welcome you, my guest, Honorable Kenneth. You are welcome to the platform.
Thank you. It's a pleasure having me.
Yes, we also have Honorable Ebenezer. You are welcome to the platform.
Thank you very much.
Okay, it's going to be very interactive today. We are going to take it one at a time. So let me come to Honorable Kenneth. Please, can you kindly introduce yourself to our audience?
Oh, thank you very much, and Happy New Year once again. Like you rightly said, Honorable Kenneth Ban is my name. One of the longest serving diaspora leader, been in Germany for over 30 years. Was the chairman or president of Nigerians in Diaspora Germany for 4 years, the president or the chairman of Nigerians in Diaspora Europe for another 4 years, making a total of 8 years. I was an elected member of the Hamburg Senate Integration Beirat, responsible for migrants or advising the Senate on migrants. Back home, I was the senatorial candidate for Delta North in the last dispensation, and also currently the national deputy chairman of the African Democratic Congress. And it's a pleasure to be on your show.
Thank you so much. Welcome. I know we have been together for a while. I remember when you came back to Nigeria that you did the migrant project that time somewhere in CMD Road. I remember some of the government official was also around that time. I remember vividly. All right, Honorable Ebenezer, okay, kindly introduce yourself to us too.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here. I am Honorable Ebenezer Nsaka. I'm a politician and a businessman, chairman PNEC International Limited and founder of NEC Foundation. Was the House of Assembly aspirant for the last election, and presently the chairmanship aspirant for Nyocha North local government too. So once again, thank you for having me here.
All right, you are welcome also to the platform. Also remember that this program is live on Facebook and is also live on YouTube as we speak presently. So a lot of people are watching us all over the world. So also bear that in mind. Now, let me come to Honorable Kenneth. I know you have done so many things and you are doing so many things for the youth, which have been part of some of the things that you do. Can you tell us what actually inspires you to pursue what you are doing, especially in the area of youth?
Thank you very much. Like I mentioned earlier in my introduction, as a member of Nigerians in Diaspora Organization, both at the country level, Germany, the continental level, Europe, our motto is basically in search of a homeland development. And so all my 30 years sojourn in Europe, development has been, key to everything we've been doing in terms of, how can we transfer skills from Europe to Nigeria. And looking at the Nigerian demography, if I'm correct, statistically saying about 70% of the Nigerian population are youth. And of course, no country in the world gets it right if you don't get getting the youths right. And so definitely, if we need to really move forward in Nigeria economically, socially, and otherwise, the youths actually has to be prioritized, which is not the case, unfortunately, in Nigeria. And so my motivation is not only trying to to contribute to the welfare of Nigerians, contribute my little quota. And for us to get it right, the focus has to be on youth. So that is basically one of my motivating factors.
All right. I remember that there is one program that is coming up that you said it's all about, of course, definitely it's all about Africans and Africans, that you are talking about the young governance, maybe maybe you should put me through. I think it's coming up in Germany. Can you talk a little about it?
Yeah, again, in part of the same process, we're looking at sustainable development, and sustainable development, has to be with the SDG goals. Of course, involves youth development, youth empowerment, and social economic empowerment. And our major focus are also on the policy makers, especially at the grassroots level, or the basically related to grassroots level, which are the chairmen. And of course, the chairman of local government areas, not only in Nigeria, it's an African event being organized by a group of mayors in Germany. And so we are focusing on inviting the policymakers and policy advisors. And I'm happy that currently in most of the states in Nigeria, especially in Delta State, we have a very, very long, very, very large youth base who are SA, SSA, to the governor and to the local government chairman. And so I believe that if well harnessed, and if they can tap into this conference and workshop, that would be basically a right move in the right direction in bringing sustainable development in Nigeria.
Great. Of course, programs like these are always very good because it will also help us to develop and enhance our governance. Let me put it that way. So, do you think Nigeria, as of today, that program like this will actually affect them directly or indirectly? Because we have so many programs that, of course, Nigerian politicians go out there to attend, and at the end of the day, the implementation of these things that they have gone to learn outside, it's a problem for us here in Nigeria to implement. What do you think about that, sir?
Well, I think you've said most of them. When a politician runs a program, of course, you expect that to happen. When a policymaker and policy implementation is left in the hands of the bureaucrats, and of course, things are basically going to change. I recall that the program you referred to is called Youth Capacity Building and Business Development, which took place in Asaba. The program was a 1-month program. And so when we started, people were saying, how can you do a training program for 1 month? Normally such programs are done for 1 week and 3-4 days and the rest of them. And I just shook my head and I laughed. And I said, how do you want to have an impactful program that is going to change the life of the youth? And you're saying that 3-4 days, 1 week is the maximum you can do. No. We did it for 1 month, and they were saying, okay, people will not come after 2-3-4 days. At least you're a living witness. We had a 1-month program, and that 1 month was well attended. The fact is that when such short-term programs are implemented, they do that for political reasons, just for political stunts. And so when they basically get to the media, cry to the high heaven, and they get all the media attention, they just throw the things to the people, and after 2-3-4 days, it's over without any sustainable means of maintaining it or sustaining it. So basically what we do, or what makes that different, is that our programs are attached to either current projects on the ground, both in Europe and in Nigeria, or a project that is also commencing. For instance, in the near future, we are going to go into the solar skill knowledge transfer. And as we are doing that, we are setting up also a mini solar plant, or call it a mini assembly plant in Delta State. You're coming up with a solar installation system, you're providing the kits, you're providing the after setup management, and so forth and so on. That's the only way you can have a sustainable development, in my view. And so, yes, I totally agree with you that we're going to move out from this era of mass projects, political projects, so to say, just to score some cheap political points, to real project on the ground that's going to affect the life of the people.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable Kenneth. Let me go back to Honorable Ebenezer. I remember that you contested for the House of Assembly. Can you tell us a bit about that before we move into the current one?
Okay, contacted for the House of Assembly position. And that was the first time I'm going actually into active politics. Never contested for an election, but I had this passion that it's time for the youth to rule, to actively be in governance. So I woke up and decided that, okay, whatever the constraints, though financially handicapped, not really, because what I understood, but what was happening in politics is it's a lot of capital intensive, godfatherism and all. But even when I decided to go in for it, people were saying, you don't have a godfather, how are you going to do this? How is it going to work? Financially, I'm very okay, but in politics, like one leader told me then, he said, even though you bring 5 billion into this election, we will eat it and still not give you this position. So I was wondering, how am I going to, go in and win? But that notwithstanding, I entered the race, and today I believe, even though I didn't win, I'm making a positive impact for the youth and the people around me.
All right, that's great. Of course, the positive impact, that's exactly what we need. That's what we want to see in the Nigerian system. Okay, what that gave you the morale to go into the chairmanship election coming up very soon in Delta State?
Okay. After I finished with the House of Assembly, and people started seeing my impact positively, the leaders, most of them started calling me. You have a future in politics. You will really work well in the grassroots, the local government. So I thought about it and decided to run, because I know, looking at my manifesto then, I think most of the things I actually penned down was based on the local government, not really for the legislative area. So I decided that, okay, since they want me to run for this, I have the passion for the youth and for people, for helping people, to see that people are happy and living very well. So I decided I was going to run for the local government. And by the grace of God, we're in the race, and it's really been very encouraging.
Okay, of course, I know you are not the only one contesting for this position in your party, and I know that the primary has not taken place yet, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What makes you, or what makes you stand out, that you feel that out of others that you'll be able to come out successfully to win the primaries? Yes.
Yeah, what makes me stand out is the antecedent. It's a name. I have a name that I think I'm holding up to. They know I'm not here for the money or the things that come with politics, the let's say money, basically. They know I'm here to work, like they say, good name is better than riches. So most times, places I go to for campaign and consultation, I'm being welcomed very well. I think I have a name to uphold. So I look at it, it gives me an edge over the rest, because we've touched lives before politics. We've gone around the local government, the state level, even internationally. So I believe it should be a plus for me. People see me around, and they're very excited that, okay, this person is coming into politics actively. So we believe with where he's coming from, he's going to do more than what the father has done. So that gives me the morale to go on, and I believe the support is very high there, and I will get it by the grace of God.
All right, I say amen to that. Okay, I'll come back to you. Then we'll talk more about what people will be expecting from you in case if you eventually become the chairman of the local government in Aniocha North local government. Yes, I'll come back to that so that we hear more from you. Yes, Honorable Kenneth, let me come back to you. I know that, yes, you have a very vast experience in the diaspora, even in Nigeria. Now, what are the challenges that you have faced and how do you navigate them?
Well, like I said, we'll have to look at it from twofold. First, from the diaspora perspective, and secondly, from the Nigerian perspective. Starting from the diaspora perspective, of course, you have to fight with how do we say, problems. First, you need to, assert yourself as an African in Europe. You deal with the European authorities, and so you need to assert yourself, which means you need to be prepared, mentally and academically also, to be able to, to deal with your peers in Europe. Secondly, your compatriots, Nigerians. Of course, we are all Nigerians, whether we're in abroad or in Nigeria. So that's a Nigerian factor. Sometimes, sets in. People will prefer to deal with an Englishman, an European, than dealing with their folks, and African folks. And so you need to, go above those factors and then try to, assert yourself, try to win confidence, try to, get yourself a standing, to be able to, win the respect of the people. And then on the other side, we have to deal with the government bureaucracies and government officials. We've been fighting for, let's say, the diaspora voting, for more than how many years now. And there you see our politicians, trying to, not to make that happen. So you ask yourself, what are they afraid of? But that translates into the view they have for the diaspora. They see the diaspora as threats. And so they try as much as possible to do everything to frustrate every development effort we are bringing back to Nigeria. If you go on social media, the lists are endless. You see people coming up with some wonderful projects, some wonderful initiative from the diaspora. And when they get to Nigeria, either the system will kill it or the politicians will kill it. And so these are the challenges one have to deal with. But again, if you are focused and if you know what you want, especially if you are not a political appendage to anybody, you have the more chances of pushing your project through. And most of these projects are either self-funded or that they are funded by the diaspora or they are funded by our partners. So by so doing, you're not under the control of anybody. You try to do what you think is just and right for the people. Apart from that, finance is also an issue. Such projects requires consistency. And of course, even when you have an ocean of resources left and right, you can continue to single-handedly fund some projects without reasonable sustainability. And so that is why we try as much as possible to keep our projects very, very smart. Part of the things we've actually planned to do was basically to set up, for instance, a Green for Life initiative in all the local government areas in Anioma State, for instance, as a pilot project. But without a buy-in by most critical holders, you need to narrow it down to probably 1 or 2 local government areas, so that you can use that as a pilot project and hopefully extend it to other projects as the time will go on. So these are the kind of challenges, or part of the challenges we face on a daily basis, trying to implement some project and bring out a knowledge transfer to Nigeria.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. I discovered after your election, I saw that you were going for courtesy visits to some of the government officials. Is there anything that we should be expecting, or is there anything that you are trying to bring God that will come up maybe later on, or I don't know, or you are expecting an appointment or something like that?
I'm not expecting any appointment, one, and I'm not basically looking for one. What we try to demonstrate, a brown, new set of politicking in Nigeria. Politics is not a do or die affair. You want to serve the people, and so you can serve the people either in office or out of office. And so we have campaigns. We have probably said things we are not supposed to say during the campaign from both sides. But now that the election is over, now that all the necessary litigations fully carried out justly or unjustly. The court of the land has spoken, and I think it's time to build confidence, build respect, build goodwill, and make sure that we all work together, to serve our people. And that's why I'll probably use this opportunity. I see some overzealous SAs across all the political party making a caricature of their opponents after the court case. I think every sensible human being will realize that once election is over, it's time to focus down to to govern the people, provide good governance and the rest of them. And then I will advise some of their principals to rein in on their essays, to step back from such political caricatures. That's not how politics is played from where I have been for the past 30 years. So those courtesy visits are basically to reach out to my opponents and to say, yes, congratulations, the elections are over. You've been elected by the people. The court of the land has set your election. It's time to look together, to work together, and see how we can help our people. And that's exactly why I'm going around visiting whether government officials or whether former political opponents to express the hand of fellowship and the hands of corporations as we look forward to lift the welfare of our people.
That's interesting, and I just pray. Of course, you have a very vast knowledge and experience that you can actually inculcate into the Nigerian government if that chance is being given. But we pray that at least one day, I know you are not stopping. You are still aspiring to be maybe a senator one day or even more than that. So I believe that there is still chance, and the sky is bright for everybody to fly. Okay, let me come to Honorable Ebenezer. What should the Anyocha North people be expecting from you?
Thank you very much.
Yes, as their chairmanship aspirant.
Okay, yesterday at the Supreme Court, we won for the election, the case we had with the other candidates. And by the grace of God, we can now use our two legs to stand out, okay, as a PDP state. So we're ready to work now. But by the grace of God, aligning my agenda with the more agenda of the governor, we are synchronizing the more action agenda with the more agenda of the governor of the state. So by that, we'll have a lot on ground already. They should be expecting an IT-oriented governance. I've gone around the communities, I've checked, and I observed even our local government office. There's no place for the councillors to even sit and have their guests around. So I'm already taking it upon myself. I consulted my architect to start, drawing a structure for the local government, which would include having an office for the 20 councillors there, a more standard facility.
So if I get you right, are you saying that our councillors does not have office?
They don't have offices. Short one
they
actually
don't have office.
Yeah, they actually meet their guests under the mango tree.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it kind of, came as a surprise to me, because I've been to Oshimili South, I've been to Oshimili North, and I saw their offices, well furnished with the air conditions. They have even where they have receptionists and their leader. When I came to his office, it was even like the office of the chairman. So
okay, you mean you are talking about Anyocha North now, not being having
where I'm
office.
Coming. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But other local government do have.
Yeah, the ones I've been to, okay. They have the complete 20 offices for their councillors.
Okay.
So I was surprised I didn't see anything like that. Then looking at the IT area, I'm coming from where I have, by the grace of God, I have people in the Microsoft that are willing to partner with me to work for the council. So they'll be bringing in so much once the government kicks off. Empowerment project, training, even some might have to travel down for some particular kind of training. So looking at the farmers, soft loans for them, training too, using IT and other kind of training, empowerment, then the schools, rehauling, and last year we did a back to school project with my foundation, and we supplied around the new channels, we gave books, school bags, pen and all, and they were very grateful to it. And when you go around the schools, most of them are really suffering. The welfare of the teachers, the welfare of the staffs of the local government should be looked into, and by the grace of God, when we're there, we'll have so much to offer. My manifesto is ready, and I'll be releasing it very soon, and people should be expecting so much. And we're not saying this just to, like what they say politicians do. I know where I'm coming from, and anything I say, it's my bond. I hold it so highly that I don't just come and talk anyhow because I want people to be happy. Anything I say is something I must make sure I do. So that's my number one. The number one reason I entered politics, I want people to see a difference. So anything I'm saying, I want them to be very assured that this is going to happen in so for the next 3.5 years, they should be expecting a lot of positive impact on Anyocha North society and even in Delta State as a whole.
All right. I think I'm able to pick up one thing there, which is integrity. So you are telling us that you want to stand out because, of course, most of Nigerian politicians lack integrity. I'm sorry to say this, but that's just the truth. So you are telling us right now that you are going to stick to the words that you have given us on this platform.
Yes, that is my word. Integrity.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, quickly, we have just few minutes to go now. Let me quickly rush to Honorable Kenneth. Can you give us an advice for people that are aspiring to be like you? A lot of young people are looking up to you. They want to be like. In fact, I'm one of you are my mentor. I'm one of your mentees. So we are looking up to you to see how we can be the way you are. So what advice are you going to give to us?
Well, I will say thank you for that. What do I say? Flattering, but it's fine. I would say for whatever anything wants to do in life, one needs to be consistent. One needs to be disciplined. One needs to be focused. One must also learn to accept failure. You have to deal with not everything you set out to work will always work out the way it is. So basically you should be ready to know that if you try certain things and it didn't work, you end up knowing at least things that don't work from your perspective, and see how to recalibrate, refocus and re-strategize, and make sure that you push that forward. You have to believe in yourself. Probably you keep your ideas and your project to yourself until it manifests, so to say, before you begin to get multiple anti-progressive advices here and there. And at the end of the day, you end up not doing anything. And so, but basically, of course, you have to believe that you can't do anything on your own without the divine protection and divine directive. So your relationship to God or your relationship with God matters a lot. But like I said, all said and done, one need to trust oneself, remain focused, and make sure that you discipline yourself in achieving the results you want to achieve.
All right, that's great. God factor is very important in everything that we do. Yes, let me ask you now, out of your professional life, what are some of the hobbies and activities that you enjoy?
Well, I like traveling. I like meeting people. They give me joy. I like to learn from people. I like attending networks. They are they are the university classrooms you can never get in any university, and that is why I take privilege. I take I take I don't take any invitation for networking for granted, because at the end of the day, it's about people. It's about people. It's about life experiencing, and these are what you're not going to learn in the classroom. So I like meeting people. I like traveling. I like service. As a matter of fact, I believe that service is in my DNA. My 30 years in Europe has been dedicated to serving humanity, serving Nigerians and compatriots, and I'm still going to continue to do the same thing in Nigeria. That's actually one of my motivation into going into politics. And so, and these are the things I like doing if I'm not really sitting on my computer.
That's great. Service for humanity is always the best work of life. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
I'll
much.
come back in a minute. Honorable Ebenezer, I know that you have gone through so many. Of course, you contested for House of Assembly. Now you are going for the chairmanship. Is there any challenge that you have faced or anything you feel that wants to discourage you, and how do you go about them?
Yeah, like I said earlier, one of the challenges is the financing this politics. Most people expect, I don't know, the mentality that has been there for so long, and once they see you coming out for election, they feel there's somewhere you kept a lot of money that you want to share. So anywhere you go to, just give me, we have bring everywhere, bring, everybody's demanding. And sometimes I feel, you see someone coming to work, I should be expecting support. How are you going about this? Okay, even though it's 5 naira, you say take, we are believing in you, we are trusting you. But instead, they want you to keep bringing. So that's one of my major challenge I've had so far, but that is not discouraging me at all, because I know it's the mentality and the mindset of the people for so long, and will by the grace of God change that. So apart from that, like I said, I have mentors, I have people I look up to in politics, but I don't have a godfather bringing me out. I say this one is my candidate, it's my person going for me. I only have God, which I believe so much, and I know God that is bringing me out, because for me, his politics is a calling. It's a calling, something I prayed about before going in. So the God that is sending me there will make a way out for me, and people will favor me, particularly a Godfather per se.
That's great, interesting. In the journey of this politics that you started, is there anything that is so memorable that you can talk about?
Yeah, there are so many things. For me, there's meeting with most of these leaders is something that I really cherish. Outside the politics, being a businessman, in discussing with them, the people like Senator Ned Nwoko, met Okowa, met a mother of government, Agunwa Nkemokwo, met Meka Nwobi, people like this, they make you think outside politics. They help you to channel your path in making the society a good place outside politics. So, and we've been doing that for quite some time, but meeting with them makes me know that, okay, we have so much to do for the society. So it's really something I cherish a lot.
Okay, interesting. That's great. So can you also tell us, outside your professional life, what are the things you do, your hobby, your activities?
I'm a sport lover. I do all kind of sports. I swim. I play football. I play volleyball. I play basketball. I love sports so much. So walking, I like walking on the road. I think most times around 5, 6 a.m., I just walk, and it gives me, so much time to reason and think. And that's where most of new ideas are born, when I walk around at 5 a.m. So that is also part of my a recreational activity I do.
All right, great, interesting. Now, before we now give the last advice, let me just put it that way. Let me quickly talk about the Clevenard.com. I know this platform is new to you. You guys have not been on this platform before, but this is a platform that is situated in Spain. The founder is a Nigerian in Spain, and this platform is massive. There is a lot of things that you can actually gain from this platform. You can trade with international market. You can do business with international companies. You can use it for your timeline as a personal website. I've been doing that. I now have a blog. So I created a blog in this platform and so many other things. Maybe with time, I will just employ you to visit that site and and exploit what we have on that site. The site is fantastic. There's no other word I can use than use that word fantastic. You can go to the blog later on, sign up with the blog, and exploit everything that we have in that blog. You'll be amazing with what you are going to see. Now, to wrap up this program now, I will just come to Honorable Kenneth. Nigeria today, what advice can you give us?
Well, that's a very tall order to advise Nigeria or Nigerians, because in Nigeria, everybody's a lawyer, everybody's an attorney, everybody's a judge, and so you basically. But what I believe in, Nigeria is a great country. My 30 years in Europe, attending all the different AGMs under NIDO and other Nigerian organizations. We have a fantastic country, a fantastic people. They are smart people. They are very, very, they can think outside the box. And so I will hope that we could put all our energies together, both in diaspora and in Nigeria, to hold our leaders accountable, to begin to go away from this get rich quick syndrome, this is a show off, this is a public show off, and begin to think about things that matters, to the people. And I think when we, try to do those things, focus on our youth, focus on our elderly people, focus on, building institutions, focus on good governance, Nigeria will still emerge as one of the best countries in the world. We have the potentials, we have the energy, we have all it takes. And so let's put our heads and hands together and hold our leaders accountable and make sure that we have a country that we want to have, and a country that we will love.
Thank you very much. So, Peter, will you want to say something concerning that too?
Yeah, I believe Nigeria is a great country, and we just have to keep hope alive. One day things are going to be better. We can encourage everyone to not lose hope. We'll do it together, and things will turn out right.
So thank you so much. I really want to appreciate you guys for coming on to Clevenard.com Open Project. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. I think the conversation was quite interesting. I never knew it's going to be. This is my first time anyway. If this is my first time of hosting a guest on this platform, and I think we did well today.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So next week, by this time next week is 27th Saturday, 27th January 2024. I'm also going to be on this platform. I have another topic to pick up by 11 a.m. Nigerian time. So from my own side, I thank you and remain blessed. Thank you so much. Sign out.
Bye-bye.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.